Aloha, beautiful family. Bliss here with a little love stream check-in to share with you about the next 3 days of meditations that I am offering that are from a synthesis of thousands of hours of transmissions with the pod, and this synthesis has brought us to precise key articulation to align us with pure source consciousness beyond the blueprint. So we are in a really transformative window. A metaphor would be like the cocoon coming off all the caterpillars. It's the shedding of the veils. And in other love streams, we have shared a lot of metaphors to get an understanding and a visual and more of a cognitive awareness of what is happening, so that we can just be in coherence, be in the stillness, be in the pure awareness as the final shedding of the final layers of the cocoon comes off. And so one of the things that we have been sharing is that if we visualized the matrix or the world that we have come from as the fabric of all of the personalities played in the play woven together, and that fabric has been dissolving as people remove their consent from the rudimentary patterns of dissonance created by polarity that was playing through the human body, and coming into this place of removing that straitjacket, dissolving our roles in the play of that, and what we called in the last love stream, the cult of personality that is dissolving away. And so to align with pure awareness, there are some key phrases and articulations that we have found through all the transmissions that allow the human consciousness to come back into alignment with pure source awareness. And that pure source awareness is beyond identification with the ego, the personality, the roles that we've been playing in the play. And so over the next 3 days, and even though time isn't real and doesn't exist, and so even though the dates on the calendar aren't real, like the 12/12 portal, they're symbolic. We live in a symbolic world. We're really floating in the blackness of space, or our pure source awareness is the blackness of space. And that blackness of space is filled with symbolic energies, and those symbolic energies perpetuate into creation. And so the transmissions that we are offering, which will just be 1-hour meditations over the next 3 days from 11:11 a.m. to 12:12 p.m. Pacific time, will be meditations to support those who are inspired to be in a very peaceful state within, and to sustain that state of peace, and to experience the pure source awareness that we are beyond all the stories that have fallen away, beyond the blueprint, beyond the matrix, beyond what still seems to be functioning around us, but it really isn't, because we are the creators of it. So as we hold our awareness in this peaceful place, everything really dissolves away. And that's what's been happening for many miracle coordinates. Grandma Chandra made a beautiful post. We put it on our Facebook page, and she was saying this is really the end, the final energy of release of patterns of interference. We're paraphrasing what she said, Grandma Chandra from the Star Knowledge family, but in what she's saying, we're saying it in another way, that all those dissonant patterns that have caused a sense of suffering and separation are dissolving away, because humans were never meant to live lives of suffering. And we were reminded this miracle day of John Kimmy, who was a carrier of the Hopi cloth for the Hopi people, and a synthesis that he wrote of the teachings that he received from the Hopi people and his time with grandfather David. And so in that, he called it the tipping point, and he wrote it in 2010. And it said that the Hopi said that the world that we were in, that has now fallen away and dissolving in all its aspects, the fourth world was created to resolve our miscreations from our misunderstandings of cosmic principles. And so that container completed itself, and all of the learnings to come into a state of unity consciousness and pure source awareness is here now. So these transmission meditations over the next 3 miracle days will provide a kind of articulation that really accesses certain aspects of the cognitive awareness to align people beyond the blueprint and everything that we've been relating to and identifying with as self. Bliss was at the Vedanta temple tonight doing a long meditation and prayer with beloved Sophia Starr and Eric, and a lot of visuals were coming in. And the last few miracle days, last 2 weeks, a lot of miracle weeks, even though time isn't real and doesn't exist, especially the last few days, some real summaries have been coming through the transmissions to help see the veils that have been programming humanity for aeons, and witnessing the themes inside of those veils and witnessing those veils lifting. And tonight, in this very powerful meditation at Vedanta Temple, the energy was coming in such a way that we were watching the planetary body, and it was like the planetary body was just bursting off and breaking these chains that had been around it, that were connected to that ideology of war or polarized consciousness. And we saw all these chains breaking, and then the core of the planetary body was like these blue holographic lines, and they were all moving and sentient, and there was energy coming off them, and it was like the planetary body was coming alive and becoming luminescent, and just it was going through its own metamorphosis from terrestrial to celestial, but those words don't really describe what we were shown. And it was this incredible neon blue light and energy that was all these energy lines that sort of had like jagged edges, like almost like luminescent flames. And they were all like spiraling around each other. And the planetary body just became this pulsing orb of light. And that is our consciousness. So these next 3 miracle days, 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th, not 10th, today is the 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th from 11:11 to 12:12 p.m., 11:11 a.m. to 12:12 p.m. If you're inspired to join, all the information is in the description box. And we Bliss knows for certain that these meditations have a very specific energy to them, because we can see it, and it's a very, almost like a gamma state transmission that is coming through these 3 meditations. When we bliss experienced a extended state of gamma while being brain mapped, we had a very celestial cosmic experience of we's own personal omnipresence. We became source. Suddenly nothing was outside of we. Everything was inside of we. And that was all measured on a brain map to show that it was in a gamma state. So that's what I'm seeing these meditations are over the next 3 miracle days, as the web, the cocoon, the veils release that have held humanity in that unconscious and conscious duality. A lot of people might see this and go, I'm not experiencing any of that. But this is the final release of the clearing of all of the subtle body energies of the collective unconscious. So this is very, very refined energetic information that we're sharing. And so if you feel inspired to join us, we know for certain these meditations are one of a kind. And I invite you to come and be in this field of energy that brings us into that complete state of absolute sustained peace and alignment with our pure source awareness. If this love stream is inspiring, please share it. That's called gifting. And maybe we'll see you in tomorrow's miracle meditation. All the information down below, and click the link. We love we. Thank you for tuning in. Hello.